Hi, I'm Melissa Marshall. I'm ag teacher at Moruya High School, which is where we are right now. This is the Moruya High Ag Plot. I'm also lead author of Ag Tech Focus, and I'm here this morning feeding the steers because even though it's Saturday and it's raining, they do need their breakfast. Come on! Come on! So they know exactly where they need to go to get their breakfast today. Okay, so here we have our low lines, which are actually featured in the text. We've got Nacho. These guys are going straight through because they don't get breakfast. They just get they get hay. That's Taco. Then we've got Louis and Baguette. So 2 years ago we had a Mexican theme. Last year, the French bakery gave us a lot of bread, and so the babies got named after either bread or French names. These are two steers for the South Coast Steer Spectacular. This is Milo here, and baby Brent in the background. They're just being trained up at the moment. We will have to parade them, and then it's part of a hoof and hook competition, so they will actually be judged on their carcasses as well. So at the ag plot, we obviously have our cattle. We also have our tractor shed, so the students get to learn to drive tractors and they get the tractor license, which is always fun. Behind me now, we can see down the back there's a couple of sheds. They're full of our chickens, so we have some layer birds and we also have some rare breeds. So we have Faverolles, which are these beautiful French breed of chicken that we show. We also have, I'm just panning around now, we've got a greenhouse, we've got an orchard, we have an aquaculture shed with some yabbies and a few fish, and we have pretty large veggie gardens that the students work in groups. They really seem to enjoy that, and it's probably one of the areas that's most used. So I've been teaching here since 2013. I haven't always been an ag teacher. I started off as a veterinarian in mainly small animal practices, but also working with the occasional large animal call. I actually intended to teach science when I changed careers, but then I ended up teaching ag, which is it's been a blessing in disguise. I think originally I was hoping that I could end up in a job where I wasn't getting covered in animal poo and having to wrestle with beasts, but it didn't work out that way, and I'm actually really pleased for that. So it's when I first started, I wasn't ag trained, obviously, and that's actually not an unusual situation, and it's one of the reasons why I'm really excited about being part of this textbook, because there are so many ag teachers out there who are often the sole ag teacher in their school and they're not necessarily trained in agriculture. And that can be really daunting, and you really need great resources and you need a good network of colleagues to help you get through that, especially in the early years. But one thing I would say to those teachers, and one thing that I've really found, is that the great thing about agriculture is that there are so many ways to learn things and so many ways to teach things. I've got my repertoire of enterprises that we teach here now, which I feel really confident in and I'm really happy teaching, but there's also that excitement that you can branch out and you can try new and different ways of teaching stuff, and you can try new enterprises. And we have to remember that agriculture is changing. So, traditional enterprises that we've always taught, things like wool production and beef production, they're still really important, but we're also getting things like new and emerging enterprises like fungi and hydroponics and aquaculture. These things are coming in as well, and they're really great enterprises for people who are just starting out, but also for the urban schools and schools that don't have a huge amount of space for them to be able to actually run at least the tech mandatory course. And some of these things you can actually teach, in the classroom. You don't need an ag plot for, or you just need a very small amount of space, maybe a corner of a playground. So we've really tried to accommodate that in the textbook by including these new enterprises. So we've all had our breakfast now and we're all feeling much happier with ourselves. So thank you for joining me at the Moruya High School Ag Plot. And I look forward to seeing the textbook released in November. Thank you.